Welcome to our video on toxic leadership and how to spot the red flags early. In today's fast-paced work environments, leadership plays a crucial role in shaping team morale and productivity. However, not all leaders foster a positive atmosphere. Toxic leaders can undermine trust, stifle growth, and create a stressful environment. Recognizing the signs early can help you protect yourself and your team from long-term damage. In this video, we'll explore what toxic leadership is, why it's harmful, and how you can identify the warning signs before it's too late. Let's get started on understanding these critical red flags. Toxic leadership refers to a management style where leaders abuse their power, manipulate others, and prioritize their own interests over the well-being of the team. These leaders often create a hostile work environment, leading to high turnover and low morale. It's important to understand that toxic leadership isn't always obvious at first. Sometimes it can be subtle, hidden behind charisma or apparent competence. By learning to recognize the underlying patterns, you can better protect yourself and your colleagues from negative consequences. Spotting toxic leadership early is essential for maintaining a healthy workplace. When toxic behaviors go unchecked, they can spread throughout the organization, affecting not just individuals but entire teams. Early detection allows you to address issues before they escalate, preserving morale and productivity. It also empowers employees to set boundaries and seek support when needed. By being proactive, you can help create a safer, more positive work environment for everyone. One of the earliest signs of toxic leadership is excessive micromanagement. Toxic leaders often struggle to trust their team, insisting on controlling every detail of the work process. This behavior stifles creativity and makes employees feel undervalued. If you notice a leader who constantly checks up on tasks, overrides decisions, or refuses to delegate, these could be warning signs of a toxic environment. Healthy leaders empower their teams, while toxic ones undermine autonomy. Toxic leaders rarely take responsibility for mistakes. Instead, they shift blame onto others, often scapegoating team members for failures. This creates a culture of fear where employees are afraid to speak up or take risks. If you observe a leader who never admits fault and always finds someone else to blame, it's a clear indicator of toxic leadership. Accountability is a hallmark of good leadership, while blame shifting signals dysfunction. Empathy is essential for effective leadership. Toxic leaders, however, often lack empathy and disregard the feelings and needs of their team. They may ignore personal challenges, dismiss concerns, or show little interest in employee well-being. This lack of empathy can lead to burnout and disengagement. If you notice a leader who seems indifferent to the struggles of others, it's a warning sign that should not be ignored. Favoritism is another common trait of toxic leaders. They may give special treatment to certain employees, offering them better opportunities, resources, or recognition. This behavior undermines team unity and creates resentment among other members. When promotions or rewards are based on personal preference rather than merit, it signals a toxic environment. Fairness and transparency are key to healthy leadership. Clear and open communication is vital for any team. Toxic leaders often withhold information, give unclear instructions, or communicate in a way that confuses or intimidates. This leads to misunderstandings, mistakes, and frustration. If you find yourself constantly unsure of expectations or left out of important conversations, it may be a sign of toxic leadership. Good leaders foster open dialogue, while toxic ones use communication as a tool for control. Toxic leaders often criticize or embarrass team members in front of others. Public criticism not only damages individual confidence but also erodes trust within the team. Constructive feedback should be given privately and respectfully. If you notice a leader who frequently calls out mistakes in meetings or uses humiliation as a tactic, it's a strong indicator of toxic leadership. Respectful communication is essential for a healthy workplace. High rate of employee turnover can be a major red flag. When people consistently leave a team or organization, it's often a sign of deeper issues such as toxic leadership. Pay attention to patterns. If talented employees are leaving for similar reasons, it's worth investigating the leadership style. Retaining good people is a sign of healthy leadership, while constant departures suggest something is wrong. Manipulative behavior is a hallmark of toxic leaders. They may use guilt, fear, or false promises to control others and get their way. This can include spreading rumors, playing team members against each other, or making promises they never intend to keep. Manipulation erodes trust and creates a toxic atmosphere. If you sense that a leader is using underhanded tactics, it's a clear warning sign. Healthy leaders welcome feedback and are open to improvement. Toxic leaders, on the other hand, react defensively or dismiss criticism outright. They may retaliate against those who speak up, discouraging honest communication. This resistance to feedback stifles growth and innovation. If you notice a leader who refuses to listen or punishes dissent, it's a strong indicator of a toxic environment. Toxic leaders often ignore professional boundaries, expecting employees to be available at all times or involving themselves in personal matters. This lack of respect for boundaries can lead to stress and burnout. Healthy leaders understand the importance of work-life balance and respect personal space. If you feel your boundaries are constantly being crossed, it's time to take notice. Consistency is key to fair leadership. Toxic leaders often apply rules and standards unevenly, holding some people to higher expectations while letting others slide. This inconsistency breeds confusion and resentment. If you notice that policies or expectations change depending on the person or situation, it's a sign of toxic leadership. Fairness and consistency are essential for trust. Everyone appreciates being recognized for their hard work. Toxic leaders, however, often withhold praise or take credit for others' achievements. This behavior demotivates employees and discourages excellence. If your efforts go unnoticed or your successes are claimed by someone else, it's a clear sign of a toxic environment. Recognition should be fair and timely. Toxic leader often creates a high-pressure environment where stress is the norm. Unrealistic deadlines, constant urgency, and a lack of support can quickly lead to burnout. If you notice that your team is always on edge or struggling to meet impossible demands, it's time to examine the leadership style. Healthy leaders set realistic goals and provide the resources needed to succeed. Toxic leaders may isolate certain team members, excluding them from meetings, decisions, or social events. This tactic is used to undermine confidence and control the flow of information. If you or others are consistently left out or feel disconnected from the team, it's a sign of toxic leadership. Inclusion and collaboration are hallmarks of a healthy workplace. Strong leader inspires with a clear vision and direction. Toxic leaders, however, often lack vision or fail to communicate goals effectively. This leaves teams feeling lost and unmotivated. If you notice that your leader rarely discusses the future or sets unclear objectives, it may be a sign of toxic leadership. Inspiration and guidance are essential for team success. Ethics are the foundation of good leadership. Toxic leaders may bend or break rules, encourage dishonesty, or pressure others to act unethically. This puts the entire organization at risk. If you observe unethical behavior or are asked to compromise your values, it's a serious red flag. Integrity should never be sacrificed for short-term gains. Toxic leaders often neglect the growth and development of their team. They may withhold training, block advancement, or fail to provide constructive feedback. This stunts professional growth and leads to frustration. If you feel your development is being ignored or opportunities are limited, it's a sign of toxic leadership. Great leaders invest in their team's success. If you recognize these red flags in your workplace, it's important to take action. Start by documenting specific behaviors and seeking support from HR or trusted colleagues. Setting boundaries and prioritizing your well-being is crucial. Remember, you have the right to a safe and respectful work environment. By staying informed and proactive, you can protect yourself and help foster positive change within your organization. Summary: toxic leadership can have a profound impact on individuals and organizations. By learning to spot the red flags early, you can take steps to protect yourself and your team. Remember, healthy leadership is built on trust, respect, and open communication. Stay vigilant, support one another, and don't hesitate to seek help if you encounter toxic behaviors. Thank you for watching, and take care of your workplace well-being.